Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely. Always ready to jump into these.
Today we're tackling something, well, let's be honest, we could all use a little more of it in our lives, right?
You're talking about peace. Yeah, I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah, peace. But not just like, the absence of conflict. We're going deeper.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. Where are we going with this?
Well, we're turning to scripture for this one. Specifically, some excerpts from Peace is Yours.
Oh, from Kingdom SoulFuel. I've heard some good things about that.
Yeah, that's the one. So we're going to kind of unpack what these verses have to say about finding peace, maybe even in the middle of chaos. What do you say? Ready to dig in?
Let's do it. You had me at deeper.
Okay, so let's jump right in with this first verse, 2 Thessalonians 3:16. It talks about the Lord of peace himself giving us peace.
Right off the bat, that phrasing is powerful, isn't it?
It really is. It's like peace isn't just some idea or concept. It's part of God's very essence.
Exactly. Like it's woven into who he is.
So that got me thinking. If peace is like this inherent quality of God, does that mean it's not something we have to struggle for? Like it's already there for us.
That's a good question. And it makes you think about what kind of peace we're actually talking about. Is it just a lack of external conflict, or is there something more to it?
Right, like maybe a deep inner peace that stays with you no matter what's happening around you.
And that's interesting because then we come to 2 Timothy 2:22. And this one throws a bit of a curveball, right? Because it talks about pursuing peace, like it's something we got to go after.
Flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace.
There it is. So if peace is a gift, something we can just receive, why do we have to chase after it?
And what do youthful passions have to do with any of this? That's like, come on, I can still have peace even if I stay up late sometimes, right?
Well, maybe. But I think what this verse is getting at is that finding true peace requires some intentionality. Like, we have to make space for it.
I can see that.
Think about those youthful passions. They're often about instant gratification, chasing fleeting pleasure, or dodging discomfort.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying those things can pull us away from peace.
Right. It's like they're constantly stirring up chaos in our minds and hearts. So pursuing peace, alongside all those other things, righteousness, faith, and love, it's about making a conscious choice.
Choosing a different path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One that leads to a deeper, more lasting sense of peace. Like we're trading fleeting highs for genuine, long-term fulfillment.
Okay, I like that. But it makes me wonder, does this mean peace is always an internal thing? Totally unrelated to what's happening in the world around us?
Ooh, that's a good question. And it takes us perfectly to John 16:33. You know this one, right?
I've told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world.
There it is. I mean, Jesus flat out says it. Trouble is part of life. It's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's like this unavoidable reality. So then how can we have peace if we're constantly facing difficulties?
Well, that's where the second part of the verse comes in. But take heart, I have overcome the world.
Okay, so even though bad things will happen, even though we'll go through tough times, we can still have peace.
Exactly. It's a deeper peace, one that's rooted in knowing we're not alone in the struggle.
So it's less about avoiding the storms and more about weathering them.
That's it. Imagine the disciples, out on the boat with Jesus during a storm. They're freaking out, and Jesus is asleep. He had this deep sense of peace that went beyond the crashing waves.
Because he knew he had already overcome.
And he offers that same peace to us. It's not the absence of storms, but an anchor to hold on to during them.
That's a powerful image. It's like peace is a gift from God, something we cultivate in ourselves, and a reality we can cling to even in the hardest times.
Absolutely. So after diving into all this, I gotta ask, what does peace mean to you now? And how can you actively pursue it, knowing that it's both this amazing gift and something you have to tend to within yourself?
It's something to think about for sure. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Take care.